Murad Ahmad or Murad IV was an Ottoman Sultan born on the 27th of July 1612. He ruled from the 10th of September 1623 to the 9th of February 1640. The Turkish Sultan is the son of Sultan Ahmad I and Kosemi, who is of Greek descent. Murad ascended the throne at the age of 11 and was the second youngest sultan after Sultan Muhammad IV. Murad Ahmad or Murad IV was the Sultan of the Ottoman Empire who was born on the 27th of July 1612. He ruled from the 10th of September 1623 to the 9th of February 1640. The Turkish Sultan was the son of Sultan Ahmad I and Kosemi, who was of Greek blood. Murad ascended the throne at the age of 11 and was the second youngest sultan after Sultan Muhammad IV. Quoted from All About Turkey, because after taking the throne at a very young age, mother, Kosem, and other relatives ended up ruling the empire. Far from being prosperous, his empire fell on hard times due to widespread corruption and rebellion. In his childhood, Sultan Murad IV received higher education. As he grew older, he strengthened and expanded his country until the end of his life. Sultan Murad IV could be a very strict and arbitrary sultan who punished whoever was wrong. In fact, his toughness is said to be quite extreme due to the enforcement of regulations in his country. Murad IV would not tolerate anyone who refused to obey his orders. In fact, he often went around town in plain clothes, to jump right in and observe the behavior of his people in order to punish them personally. There is an interesting story about this Turkish Sultan. He disguised himself and found a man dying in a narrow alley, but no one paid attention. Murad IV tried to move the man's body. He was very confused because the people around him didn't care at all. They don't want to help. Why did this person die, but none of you want to take his body? Who is he? Where is his family? Asked Sultan Murad IV. This person wants to drink alcohol and commit adultery, replied one of the citizens of Sultan Murad. But wasn't he one of the Prophet Muhammad's followers? Said Sultan Murad IV. The people who spoke to Sultan Murad IV fell silent. Finally they moved to pick up the man's body and take him home. When the body arrived at the family home, people immediately left. Only Sultan Murad IV and his chief bodyguard were left to meet the man's wife. The woman was crying beside her husband's body while praying, and may Allah SWT have mercy on you, O Wali Allah. I testify that you are a pious person. Sultan Murad IV was surprised to hear a woman praying, saying that the deceased was a saint of Allah. Because it is different and contrary to what many people say. How can he be one of Allah's saints when people talk about him in such a way that they don't care about his death? The woman replied, "Almost every night my husband leaves the house to go to the bar. He bought as much alcohol as he could afford. Then the drink was taken home, and flushed down the toilet. As I said, I relieve the sins of Muslims. As well as buying alcohol to flush the toilets, the man also frequently visits brothels. He met some prostitutes and gave them money. To the prostitutes, to whom he gave money, the man said, 'I'm paying you tonight, so close your doors until morning.' The man then returned home. 'Alhamdulillah, tonight I freed Muslim prostitutes and men from their sins,' the woman recalled, imitating her husband's words. But the people around only knew that the deceased had always been a person who frequently bought and drank alcohol and frequented brothels. You don't know the real story. A wife often confides in her husband. When he heard his wife's words, the man just laughed. 'Don't be afraid. When I die, the Sultan, Muslims, scholars, and my heirs will pray for me,' answered the husband to his wife. Sultan Murad IV wept at this story. He later stated that he was the Sultan in disguise, and that he intended to look after the man's body until it was buried. Exactly. I am Sultan Murad. Tomorrow morning I will wash him, pray for him and bury him. The saints of God and the whole Turkish community. Sultan Murad IV died in February 1640 of a bone disease. He ruled for 16 years and 11 months. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and share it with your friends, so we can continue to make more videos. Hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to press the bell button. Also, Be sure to check out our other videos. May be useful. Thank you for watching.